What's up, you guys? It's Mary.
And
We invite you guys to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below, you all, because today, I know we have not talked about the Megan trial in a while, but we are now covering days 6 to 8. They have already done closing statements. We're going to talk about everything that's happened up. I'm going to give you guys the facts. I'm going to give you some the day by day what they were saying in the actual courtroom. This is a reliable source. Her name is Megan Cuniff. It is not that biased lawyer who's on TikTok basically for the defense. So this is somebody who's unbiased, who is actually giving what actually happened and giving accounts of it. So
yes.
Reliable source. But basically, you guys, some things have come out. Torey Lanez's driver has gone missing. He was not at court. We know also Megan the Stallion's former bodyguard, he also was not in court, did not show up. So, that has happened.
He is in Qatar.
He was in Qatar with Tyga.
He is now Tyga's bodyguard.
Yes.
He's no longer the bodyguard of Megan.
Right.
And the driver actually showed up, but it was too late.
I think they were already doing closing statements. The jurors had already gone.
Yes. So
yeah.
That's
where we are. We did find out that Kelsey's husband is apparently an he's an executive on the 1501 music company that's currently suing Megan. I'm not sure what they're suing her for, but apparently that is Kelsey's husband. So that has also come out that maybe there are some reasons why she is here throwing the case out, because what she said in September is completely different. But they did have an unbiased witness come to the stand, because you guys all know that Megan actually crawled into a driveway when she had got his shot.
This is the driveway that she crawled into?
Yes.
Okay.
His name is Sean Kelly.
Okay.
So
he had a good view of what was going on. Okay.
Absolutely. So basically they had a Q&A between him and everything, stuff like that. Kelly's testimony does not appear to be going quite how Torey's lawyer hoped it would.
So
apparently
he is for the defense?
Okay. He is for Torey.
Okay.
So they said, "Sir, did you see the shorter guy, aka Torey, with a gun in his hand?" He said, "Yes." The Q&A went on, and they said they had asked him. They asked Sean Kelly. Okay, so they said Sean Kelly occurred after Kelly said he awoke to noises and saw two women violently fighting by the car. He saw a flash and believes it was coming from one of the girls. Okay. They were pulling their hair and hitting each other. It was quite violent. Kelly said he saw the driver exit wearing all black, and he joined the fray, meaning he joined the fight. Okay. Kelly was scared, and he asked his son to come into his room. He testified several times that he saw a muzzle flash and heard what he thought were fireworks, but believes the flashes were from a woman. Did you see the muzzle flash? The lawyer asked him. I think his name Machi DCN. I don't know. I'm not going to say his name because I don't even know how to pronounce it.
That's the defense lawyer.
Yes.
Okay.
He said, "Did you see a muzzle flash?" He said, "Yes." He added, about the same time that the smallest individual got out of the car, Torey, it only worsened for him. Kelly said the small guy got out about the time all the shouting occurred. Kelly said the smallest guy got out of the car. I saw more flashes. He stuck with his testimony that flashes started with the girls, and he said he never heard anyone say dance bitch, which is what Megan testified Torey said before he opened fire. Kelly, I just want to be clear. This is the guy.
Attorney.
No, this is the witness.
Okay.
He says, I just want to be clear. I never saw a gun. I just saw flashes. And he again testified that the flashes were from the girl. But he also said, but they were all together. They were very close together. The short guy was very angry. He was making lots of noise.
Okay. Did he say the short guy had a gun?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
So the lawyer kept on asking him questions and said, kept asking Kelly about him previously telling a defense investigator he saw Torey try to take the gun. But Kelly testified today that the shorter guy he saw stepped out of the car and he joined the fray. They were fighting. They were all pulling each other, Kelly said. And he asked the shorter guy taking the gun from one woman. He said, I never saw him take a gun from another woman.
Okay.
So now we don't know if there was two guns or not. But Kelly said the shorter guy, the witness, was very angry and was shouting. He said the flashes came from him, but cautioned I never saw a gun. Then in exchange, that made everyone LOL. The lawyer pressed Kelly about Torey trying to take the gun, and Kelly said it's not like he said, excuse me, can I have the gun? It's my turn. Okay. Everybody laughed, and the judge had an amused look on his face as he waited for us to finish.
Okay.
Still, after all this, Kelly repeatedly testifies that he believes a woman fired the first shot. I believe I saw the girl shoot first, but he didn't know she had a gun at the time. I believed it was fireworks. I said that they were both shooting. That's what the witness said.
Okay.
The girl, Kelly, said, but they were all fighting. The shorter guy was pushing and fighting both girls.
Okay.
Everyone was fighting, even the driver. That's when the lawyers asked Kelly, "Sir, did you see the shorter guy with a gun in his hand?" He said yes. Then everyone started beating one girl, and Kelly said to me, "It appeared that they were going to throw her in the river. It appeared to me when I was on the phone that they were trying to kill her," Kelly said. He said he heard the driver say the police are coming, and they put the women in the Escalade and left. Then came the cross. All that above is directly from the lawyer, from Torey's lawyer.
Okay.
So that is what the witness had testified on the stand.
Okay.
So
Torey, they were all fighting.
Basically, they were all fighting. He saw the gun with Kelly first, with Kelsey first, and then Torey. Okay. So
he saw a flash.
Yes.
Okay. With Kelsey, and then he saw flashes with Torey.
Yes.
Okay.
And then they also had closing statements and everything, and then also Megan Thee Stallion's former hairstylist came. I think this was before. I don't know if he came before or after Kelly. I think it was around the same day. But his name is E.J. King. He came or whatever, and he testified. He was asking, I guess they were asking him, like, so did you see any weapons in their bags? They had asked him, hey, does Megan ever, how does she protect herself when security's not around? He said, oh, we carry mace or tasers and stuff like that or whatever. They asked him, did you see a gun? He says, I do not recall. That's what Megan Cuniff said in her Twitter account when she was saying what they were saying in court or whatever verbatim. Okay. He said he does not recall. He never said yes or no. He said he did not recall.
Okay.
So yeah, so the lawyer came and everything, stuff like that. They gave closing statements. The lawyer, Torey's driver did come back, I think, on the final day when jurors had already gone. Okay. But now I just wanted to quickly talk about how they basically closed out. I think they
the defense attorney.
Yes.
Okay.
This was, so they had the closing statements or whatever, I think. This is what the lawyer said on her Twitter account. She said, there was a light moment for Torey Lanez today during his lawyer's closing statements. He referenced his height, saying he's, 5'2", and I don't even know if he can get over the door to shoot. Lanez laughed about that. My gallery seat this afternoon gave me a view of the 6 jurors who are seated on the right side of the jury box when they're facing the well of the court, and each is a woman who seems to have quite a stony expression as the lawyer spoke. So this is the lawyer who was in the courtroom who was talking about what the expressions on the jurors' faces. Okay. And it was 6 women. I guess there's 6 men as well. I don't know. No one has given us the details about the jurors. Okay. Well, nobody's in the courtroom, obviously. But regarding the lawyer's argument, he said, this case is full of holes and speculation. He displayed the instruction about reasonable doubt and the instruction that says if jurors think a witness is lying in key testimony, they should consider disregarding all testimony. Okay. He referenced Megan Thee Stallion as Megan Pete or Miss Pete. And he says, this is an unfortunate case. Somebody got shot. Megan Pete got shot. But he says, my client is being falsely accused, Torey. Megan Pete is a liar. She lied about everything in this case. How do you believe anything Megan Pete says, ladies and gentlemen? And keep in mind, reasonable doubt. He was saying this in reference to her lying for 2 years about her having a sexual relationship with Torey Lanez. And he says, do you really believe that Megan Pete wasn't upset that my client was in the pool with Kylie? Do you really believe that? Okay. And I guess that's how he closed out. Okay. My thing is, this whole thing has really been a mess. Do I think the defense has done a job of messing up the whole thing? Of course. I think they have definitely messed it up. But my thing is, I'm still going off of the fact that there's a woman who has bullet fragments in her leg. There's a woman who got shot. I mean, you guys want to put her whole sexual escapades out there. I mean, she's done that herself as well. But at the end of the day, this is somebody who got shot. Yeah. And it's looking like Kelsey and Torey both going to jail. As far as I'm concerned, this case is about who shot who. Right. That's what it's about. She didn't take a gun. Y'all have not proven to me that she took a gun and shot herself. Right. She hasn't done that. So as far as I'm concerned, I think jurors, and I feel like because they're older, they might actually say, like, yes, all this happened or whatever, but is Torey Lanez guilty? Yes, because, I mean, the guy who was there, said he saw flashes coming from him.
Yeah.
Even if Kelsey shot her once in another foot, he said he only saw one shot coming from her. So I feel like Torey Lanez is also guilty of shooting her. Do I think Kelsey shot Megan? I wouldn't see a reason for Megan to lie. I mean, they're not friends. Why would she lie about her shooting her? I mean, just put them both in jail. You're not friends with either one of them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You could rat her out as well.
Mm-hmm.
But Torey shot her. She has bullet fragments in both legs.
Yeah.
Kelsey only shot her, probably allegedly shot her once. That's just where I'm coming from. I still feel like that man needs to go to jail. He has beat up August Alsina. He has proven to be somebody who is violent, who has short man syndrome, and has issues mentally. And he cannot control himself. So as far as I'm concerned, I personally feel like he shot her in both legs. I mean, I know they're saying that Kelsey had the gun or whatever. Fine. I could totally... I'm going to say this. I can see maybe they're fighting or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Megan Thee Stallion, she is a big girl. Like, that girl's almost 6 foot something.
Yeah.
Kelsey is a short little thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can totally see her. Maybe they're fighting. She decided, let me pull out this gun or whatever.
Right.
I can see that as well.
Right.
But I just would not see I don't see why Megan would lie about Kelsey shooting her if she did. Or maybe she didn't see it. I don't know. But the whole thing is just very messy. I still think Torey Lanez needs to be in jail.
So what I think is, I don't think that the defense or the prosecution has done a good job at all in this case.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I don't think. First of all, the prosecution, they
need to be fired. They need to be fired.
I mean, whoever ever hires these people, just know that your case is not going to go anywhere. I feel like the prosecution, and we haven't heard their closing statement yet, and I wonder what they're going to say. First of all, you had these witnesses coming in September tell you something. I think it's so lazy that you don't get a deposition done like 3 days or something like that, where they swear an oath to tell the truth. You don't get that done by your witnesses that are coming within the week. You just have the one from September, and you don't have anything recently.
Yeah.
Where at least you can see what they're going to say. Because that way, when Kelsey comes and now he's telling you something totally different, you can say, this is not what you told me 3 days ago, 2 days ago, under oath.
Yeah.
And we got to play that. Because then she has changed her mind 2 days ago. But this was all the way in September. I don't even know if it was this year September or last year September. That's what you're bringing. You're lazy. And lawyers can be very, very lazy. I have had some issues with them. And sometimes I've had to go and do stuff on my own. And they will be charging this...
An arm and a leg.
An arm and a leg for something that you can get done in 5-10 minutes. They're just lazy. And I don't know if, Megan, if you didn't pay them enough or something, and they just feel like, we're just going to do a little something. Decisions. So I just feel as though the prosecution did not handle this stuff well.
No.
The other thing is, and I see that the defense talked to... did they talk to the? I wonder if the prosecution, questioned this witness. I
didn't see any of that.
The guy who Megan was in his driveway. Anywho, and then for the defense attorneys, right? You're coming in front of the jurors and you're talking about, don't you think that Megan was upset because, Torey was in the tub with Kylie, whatever. Listen, that has nothing to do with this case.
It really has nothing to do because she didn't shoot herself.
No. And so I'm still trying to, if you guys know, I want to know what is the case like. What are they trying to get? What have they charged him with? Have they charged him with reckless endangerment? Have they charged him with, I don't know, manslaughter or intentional reckless endangerment, or what? What are they charging him with? That's what I want to know.
Yeah.
Because it really depends on what they're charging him with. If they charge him with something like reckless endangerment, and then maybe two things: use of a firearm to harm, something like that, then I can see where you can get guilty.
Yeah.
But if you charge with something like intentional, manslaughter or nothing happened. Intentional harm or something.
Yeah.
I will say something like reckless endangerment.
Yeah, for sure.
For sure, but I don't think that's going to carry. I'm not an attorney. I don't think that's going to carry a whole bunch of time in jail. And even if he's giving time in jail, they may kind of forego it for something else, like he pays her or whatever. And in the end, she probably would have been better off getting that $1 million that he offered them. But I just feel as though the defense attorney, like you talking about all the other stuff. Now, he said that you have to follow the instructions, right? And the instructions that the jurors were giving. If you cannot believe, if you find that this person lied about something, you have to do away with their testimony. So that goes right there with Megan. Because you were fighting with her. She said she wasn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were fighting with her. Well, she said so at the Gail Keene. And I think she also said so in the court. So you were fighting with Kelsey, okay? You also said that he was standing over the car, like he had gone to the front seat.
Like he slid in the front seat.
Like it was out. I don't know if there's a sunroof or something. And he stood up and was telling her, dance, bitch. So now we don't see where that occurred because you were already on the driveway fighting Kelsey when he came out of the car. Because, Megan, you have lied about some things, the instruction to the jurors are you have to discount her testimony. So right there, Megan, your testimony is discounted.
But so is Torey's. That's why I'm
Kelsey,
concerned.
your testimony, Torey has not given any kind of, he has not been questioned.
Oh, right.
So he
decided not to testify at all.
They have to use what is there right now. Kelsey, yours also is going to be thrown out. Why? Because you pled the fifth. You also said, didn't she say he came out from the car or something and was shooting at her?
Yeah.
Also, you did not talk about you all fighting either. So your testimony also has been thrown out. Those are the jurors' instructions. They just have to go by their instructions that we're giving. Okay. Now, the other guy who says that how Megan can be aggressive when she's drinking,
yes, EJ
right?
King, her stylist.
And he also talks about how the other girl also,
she's a fun drunk or
she's
whatever.
She's a fun drunk, but if you
she's very slick with her mouth.
Yeah, like if you attack her, she can be a firecracker or whatever. Okay, so he said so. I'm inclined to believe that. So both of them, Megan and this girl, drunk, and he said that did Kylie kick her out of the house?
It said apparently that Kylie had kicked her out or whatever, and then he had heard that Megan the Stallion had told. I guess
so he
Kelly
saw
told,
that she was getting upset, and he was like, "Let me go fix your wig," because he wanted to get her out of that situation.
Because he heard what she had said to Kylie Jenner. Because Kelsey told her, "Oh, you're a vibe, you're cool," and then Megan had said,
"Well,
I'm shocked that you're fun," because I thought she was lame or whatever. Yes. And then when he heard that, he told her, "Well, let's go upstairs because your wig's slipping." And
just to get her out from that situation, but she went back.
Yeah, well, no, because he said that he wanted her to leave with him, but she was like, "No, I don't want to leave Kelsey and Torey, so I'm going to wait on them." So he left. He packed her bags or whatever. That's when they asked about the weapons and stuff. Okay. And she decided to stay. Okay, and so
then Torey and
Kelsey,
with the driver, they went.
Yeah.
So I am inclined to believe his statement. Because he ain't, why will he come out and lie for what reason?
Well, he's the former stylist.
Yeah, well, a former stylist, I don't know if Megan is paying her people properly, because all these people who have ditched you, obviously they don't like you. So that's something you have to really think about, Megan, moving forward. Paying your people what they ask you to pay. I never quibble when someone tells me this is how much they think they need to get.
Mm-hmm.
If someone tells me this is how much they're charging, I don't try to talk price.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that, and one thing I do notice, especially anyway, I don't want to go into that, but you know, I just don't haggle price. If someone says I feel I'm worth 200,000, I have it. This is what I'm going to pay you for the job that you're doing, so that you don't have this resentment to me. If you don't think you can hire this person, then you go find somebody else who goes for a lower price.
Yeah.
You know? So, Megan, you have to really start looking at, you know, people who, can you trust them? It seems as though you have a lot of people around you that are not loyal at all. And at this stage in your life, you need to have some people who are loyal to you. So this is like a lesson that you have to learn about this. The other thing is this. So I am not going to, as a juror, I will not take Megan's stuff, right?
It'll be a hung jury.
And I'm not going to take Kelsey's stuff. I'm not going to take Kelsey's stuff. I'm going to listen to the stylist, and I'm going to listen to this guy who saw them in the driveway.
Deshaun Kelly.
Right. So that's the testimony I'm going to take. Now, has he shown me beyond a reasonable doubt that it was Torey that shot her? It actually shows me beyond a reasonable doubt that Torey and Kelsey shot her. And I'm going to say why. Now, because this is what he said. He said that he saw fire. He didn't see anybody with a gun. He saw, fire?
He said he saw flashes.
He saw
Maybe
flash.
I don't know when a gun goes off, there's a light.
Right. He saw a flash that came first from Kelsey, from one of the girls when they were fighting.
Yes.
So we can say Kelsey had a gun. It could either have been Kelsey or Megan, right? Who shot one time, because he said he saw one flash.
Yeah.
Who shot one time.
Oh yeah, he said he was shooting everywhere too.
Yeah. Kelsey or Megan shot themselves, because if Megan is fighting Kelsey for the gun,
well, and then the gun, she was fighting anybody for a gun. He said he said they were all very close, and he said a girl had something, and he saw flashes. He
saw the two girls fighting, and then he saw a flash while the two girls were fighting. This is before the driver.
While they were fighting.
He said that they were fighting, right?
They were fighting.
He saw a flash.
And he said that's when he said he saw the driver come out, then he saw Torey Lanez come out, and then they were shouting back and forth.
But he saw a flash.
Not while they were fighting, though. It wasn't when they were fighting.
These people never stopped fighting from when they got into the driveway. From when they were in the driveway.
No, because the men came over there or whatever and was like yelling and hollering or whatever he was saying.
But from what I understood from the driver, from that guy in his driveway, and you guys correct me, what I understood is that he said the women were pulling hair, right? And he said they were quite violent.
Yes.
Right? He said the driver joined the melee, right?
Yes.
And they were fighting. He said he saw a flash near the girl. Near the women, he saw a flash.
Okay, so what he says, I saw more flashes. He stuck with his testimony that the flashes started with the girls, and he said he never heard anyone say dance bitch or whatever. Right. Kelly, I just want to be clear, I never saw a gun. I just saw flashes. Okay. And he again testified that the flashes were from the girl. Right. But he also said, but they were all together. They were very, very close together. Right. The short guy was very angry. He was making lots of noise. Okay. So he hadn't said they were still fighting. He said they were close when he saw the flashes go off. Okay. So they were all fighting. And they were fighting. They were all pulling each other, Kelly said. Asked if he saw, so the lawyer asked if he saw the shorter guy taking the gun from one of the women. He said, I never saw that. He never saw a gun. But he never saw the shorter guy taking the gun from somebody. Okay. He was very angry. He said the flashes came from him, but cautioned, I never saw a gun. Okay. So the flashes came from the short guy. Yes. The many flashes came from the short guy. Yes, but he said he saw a flash. But he did see a flash with the women. Yes, he said they were all very close to each other. Right. Okay. So that's what I'm saying. That first flash he saw,
okay, as a juror, if I'm a juror, I will think, okay, there's a flash when Megan and Kelsey are together with the driver.
And my thing is, how are you going to get a gun out of nowhere when you're pulling hair? How do you? Where was the gun when you were out there in underwear and a tank top? Where you put the gun at so you can be pulling hair and then you pull the gun out?
The reason why I'm saying that is because I'm trying to play devil's advocate. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm trying because we're trying to talk about reasonable doubt. So for me as a juror, I cannot say for sure that first flash came from Torey because he said it was near the girls.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying that first flash, I don't know who did that first flash. I don't know if it was Kelsey or if it was Megan. I don't know. So that first flash, I'm not going to worry about that first flash. Now, the other flashes that came from Torey, that's what I'm worried about. And for me, yes, there's no doubt in my mind that he shot those other flashes because it came from him. That's what the guy said.
Yeah.
That's the testimony that I have in front of me, that those flashes came from me. So as far as I'm concerned, Torey, maybe he was shooting to I don't know why he was shooting, but obviously he was shooting recklessly.
Right.
All of them are lucky that they did not get killed that day because it was just Megan's feet or foot that had bullet holes. Now, I want to know, was it one bullet hole or was it two bullet holes?
Like in each foot?
I just want to know how many bullet holes were in Megan's foot or feet. And the reason why I want to know, if it was only one bullet hole, then I will have to say that then I don't know if Torey caused it or if it was Kelsey or Megan. But if there's more than one bullet hole, since it was only one flash that was shown from Megan and Kelsey, and then 4 to 5 flashes were on Torey, if it was more than one bullet hole, then I can say without a doubt that Torey shot Megan at least one time.
Yeah.
Like his bullets that he rang out of his clip, it clipped her at least one time.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say. But that first one, I can't say if it was Kelsey that did it or Megan who did it. Because if they were fighting for a gun, just being devil's advocate, Megan or Kelsey could have shot by mistake.
Yeah.
Megan could be trying to get from her, not knowing she's pushing on the lever there and shot her. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if her foot or feet have more than one bullet hole, if he has more than one bullet hole, then I can say without a doubt that Torey has caused that.
I feel like you have to put up both feet like this, and then you have to line toes up like this, and then you have to put your two fingers like this, like this, and then you have to like that.
You see, for me,
and then you have to go. So this is the foot, this is the foot, and then you have to go and shoot both of them. And that's the only way that you can have one bullet go through both feet.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't think that happened, because she had wounds in both feet.
Okay. So I don't.
Definitely, maybe Kelsey and Torey shot her. You going to jail, Kelsey?
But I can't say Kelsey. I really cannot for sure. I can't say Kelsey or Megan. I don't know who shot her in terms of them. But with Torey, I can definitely say reckless endangerment. Without a shadow of a doubt, I can give him that reckless endangerment. But that's all I can give him.
Yeah.
Now I don't know. Now if that prosecution has some crazy charge like intentional, I don't know.
They wanted to add it.
Like that,
they wanted to add 3 more felony charges to him. I couldn't in the middle of the trial.
Yeah,
which is why I just felt like they were they were stupid as shit.
Yes,
like I don't know who the F she hired.
Lazy.
There's now in the middle of the thing, you want to raise your hands up, be like, hey, I want to add 3 more charges. You should have did that before all this shit started. So, I mean, the whole prosecution thing is just insane. Man, Megan, this is your life. You should not have, I don't know if you skipping on lawyers, but you should have hired whoever got OJ off. Or whatever.
Oh, he's dead.
Who's that?
Actually, both of them are dead. One was Courtney and Kim's father.
Oh,
and the other
yeah.
one was Johnny Cochran. They both
Well,
passed away.
you should have gotten a major lawyer whose name is on the line.
Yeah.
Like, these lawyers are some mother effing no names
I
that I
know.
don't
Exactly.
know. Like, why you would play
Exactly.
with your life like
Yeah.
this? I don't know, Megan, but it's looking real fishy.
Skimping on attorney fees.
And now that means this man is going to be out and about, probably still terrorizing
he's
you
gonna
on the media.
He's going to. But I think they can.
If he
not
gets
even I
off,
think,
it's going to be
they
a
can
mess.
get him for a reckless endangerment, but I don't know how much that will carry. The fact, though, that he is still on probation when he caused this will be enough, probably, to let him serve some time, because he was on probation when he did this. The gun was not registered.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are you doing with a gun and it's not registered, and you're on probation?
And you're from Canada.
Yeah. So and that certainly will that also going to affect his immigration situation.
I don't know how you come to a whole
Because
nother
he was on
country and you just
probation,
decide to be, I don't want to say terrorist, but just
you
a
just
menace
give
to
foreigners
society.
a bad name. You give foreigners a bad name,
You
and I'm
give
a foreigner.
Canada a bad name,
you
and
just
Canada
give-
is usually known for very nice people.
Yeah.
It's a very nice place. I mean,
Yeah.
I even had a cousin who was planning on moving there.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole thing is just degenerate as
Yeah.
far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, so because he's on probation, he probably, because of this reckless, but then I don't know what the charges are. Because if it's some crazy hard line charge,
And he's off.
then he's gonna be
gotten
off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if it's like reckless endangerment, he will get that. They'll be able to get him for that, and because he's on probation, they may add some time to that. So
Personally, I feel like at this point, Megan, if I felt like, I mean, we both talked about this earlier this morning.
Yeah.
Well, I think she should have just told the truth from the very beginning. She should.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have told your lawyer so they could have been prepared.
Yeah.
Told them every single thing, even if it's ugly as hell. You should have told them everything.
Yeah.
So when Sean Kelly comes out or whatever, it's like it lines up. But now it's just like there's holes everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
And even if you lied on Gail King, even if you had lied, even if you told like Gail Hill, when you got to the stand, you could have just said, "Look, I did not tell the truth on Gail King. Right now, and I'm here. I'm under oath. This is really serious, and I want to tell you guys the truth. I had sex with Torey Lanez. It happened 2 or 3 times. It actually sucked. I faked my orgasm. It wasn't much, and I was ashamed that I had even gone with someone like this."
To Kylie Jenner's party.
Yes.
Whatever.
I was also annoyed that I took this okay. Anyway, so I was embarrassed. 2, yes, I did go and sleep with Ben Simmons or whoever. If you slept or you didn't sleep, you say it. Since they brought it up,
Yeah.
you say it. However, no, he didn't stand up on his car and say, "Dance, bitch. I'm sorry to tell you, my attorney," because you started off with that. You should have already told your attorneys too, so that they don't start off with that.
Exactly.
So you tell them. He said he didn't say, "Dance, bitch." What happened was, yes, I was mad because I brought this no-name person who probably will never have even smelt Kylie Jenner's shoes, unless for the fact that I brought him to her. And I felt like he was very ungrateful, and he was here making passes at her. The whole thing just annoyed me. Why did I even bother myself? So yes, I was pissed about that. Yes, I was drinking. When we got to the car, I was telling him off because he's not that great a rapper. I know I beat him in the rapping game. So I was telling him off. I was trying to get him where he hurt because he had hurt me. Right? Me and Kelsey were fighting, and I was beating the hell out of her because I'm bigger and stronger than her. Okay, she took out this gun. I was fighting for the gun, and we were just wrestling for the gun. Torey came, took the gun from her, and shot down on the floor. Was shooting wildly in the air, and that's when I got hit. And I felt like he hit me at least 2 or 3 times. You can see the picture. The driver came, tried to separate us.
Yeah.
At that time, they grabbed me You know, they when I looked in all of their eyes, they looked like they wanted to probably get rid of me.
But the cops were coming.
But then I think they spied this man video recording us, and so they decided to take me to the car. And then by that time we started to hear the wailing of the sirens, and I was so grateful because I think that if those sirens didn't come, they would have killed me that night. That's it.
That way your truth is out there. You've been authentic. You've been authentic.
It is authentic. When this neighbor shows up, it will line up with his.
And he'll be in jail.
Regardless what anybody else says or whether they showed up or not. The truth will not be tossing your testimony out of doors now as it's going to.
I know.
But you didn't tell the truth. So here we are. So this time around, remember I had the prosecution at 2. I had the defense at 1. Right now, I am going to give, because prosecution has not done shit. In fact, I even want to put 2 down. Just for the gross representation that they represented this poor woman. But they're already at 2. For today, I'm giving the defense 2. Not because that they have even done shit. They really have not done anything. But what I will say, I will give the defense 1. I am also going to give the prosecution 1. And the reason why I'm giving prosecution 1 is that even though this was a defense witness, at least he did say that those 4 to 5 flashes came from Torey. So we know that Torey shot fired a gun. So it's 3 and it is 2. And because of this reckless endangerment, he will get that, hopefully, because of the fact that he's on probation. Maybe he'll get maybe a year or 2 years. He can go sit his ass there in the jail in Canada.
Jesus.
Or at the very least, he is deported.
You know, I just can't. This whole thing.
Stop bringing havoc to America.
You know, this whole thing's degenerate. I'm not even going to vote. I'm disgusted at everybody that's involved at this point. So I don't even have a mother effing vote. Listen, I am out.
Last time you had the defense at 0. I know you had Megan at 2. No, you had the prosecution at 2. Have you put -2 down for the prosecution? Okay, so Mary said everybody's at 0.
I didn't say that. I'm going to leave the prosecution too. I'm going to leave them -100. This whole thing's degenerate. Megan, you should have chucked out some money.
Maybe they've come from negative 100
stuff.
to 0 now. Maybe they've come from negative 100 to 0.
Anyway, y'all, we're almost at 40 minutes. We might do another video talking about this, but
we're going to do a video giving Megan some advice moving forward with your life, because you need advice from your elder. We will have that.
And we will send it to you personally or whatever.
I will tell you some advice. Okay, so it's Mary
and
Amma.
We invite y'all to like,
subscribe,
share,
and comment
down below.